Welcome to Sassy Ranita Crafts. My name is Abby, Cricut product expert. In today's tutorial, I will be teaching you how to create this Halloween theme treat box. So if you haven't yet, hit that subscription button and don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Let's get crafting. We will begin by designing this project with images from Design Space. So first we're going to begin by looking for the candy. So if we go up here, let me go up here and I should be able to see all the designs that I used. We're not using these two. This was an idea I had for those that don't have a Cricut Maker and don't have the perforation blade, because that's the one we will need for this project. If you don't have that, then both of these are useful. The reason being is that if you have like a Cricut Explorer or a Explorer 3, you cannot use the perforation blade. So the only other choice would be changing or using this instead of the perforation marks and just having your machine cut the circles. I'm not sure how great of a cut that would be, or if it would serve the same effect as using the perforation blade, but it's an idea and you can try it out, see if it works for you. But let's get started with what I was explaining here. So first we're gonna look for the candy silhouette, and you can go ahead and write this number down. Otherwise, if you search candy or candy silhouette, they will be different ones that will pop up. But let's click on here, and that's the image, candy silhouette. We can search by the number, so you can type this number, search for images, or you can just search for candy. And if you search for candy, there's like several options here that you can use. I like that one because I like the shape and I thought it was easier to work with, which is this one here. And the reason why I picked this one is because my ornament is a circle, so this would fit perfectly for that. There's also this one here too as well. Let me see, which one is the one that I picked? I think this is the one that I picked, but if you realize, like, they both would work, and it's just up to you which one you prefer. So let's go with the one I had picked in the beginning. So I'm going to pick that one. I'm going to insert it. And let's just start by creating the base of it. Let's make that larger. And I made mine to be 8.275 inches wide and 4.246 inches height. So I'm going to do the same measurement for this one. So 8.275. So if you leave it locked, you will have perfect measurement. So don't unlock it. Don't try to put like different measurements, otherwise you will ruin the sizing of it and it will look distorted. So let's not move that. We're just going to put one measurement, which is going to be the width, either width or height, doesn't matter. So now we have the base of our candy. Okay, so this is the base of our candy. Now we need to slice the circle in the inside. So let's go up to shapes and let's select a circle. So I don't remember exactly what the size is, so I'm going to put this circle against this shape to know what the size is. But it looks like I just used the size that comes up when you select circle. So let's go ahead and choose that one, and it's a 3.11. So let's select it. Well, we will select both images. So let's go to align, and we're gonna center align it, and that's gonna fix it right in the middle of our circle or candy. Okay, we have that done. Now that both images are selected, we are going to slice it. And let's remove those circles. So now we have the base of our project design of our candy / shaker. Now if you realize, I have these other shapes here that are in brown. Those are meant to be the Cricut craft board. And the reason why I use craft board is because it's thicker and it's going to give me the volume or the thickness that I need because of my ornament. So my ornament, the base of it is thick. So if I use plain cardstock, then I will have like a lump. You would see like a lump around it. And we want it to look smooth as possible. So the only thing that I did for this part right here was to duplicate this image twice and change the color to make sure that I remember that this is craft board. So you can choose brown, you can choose black. I'm not going to duplicate it, but we're just have that in mind. Next will be the base of my candy. So I want to show you something. So let's organize that and send it to front just so I'm able to place it on top of the other one. And if you notice, my perforation is smaller than the size of my circle, the slice that I did. So if you notice, it's smaller. The reason for that is because the portion of the circle that will be perforated, we need that to be smaller than the size of our ornament. So let's get to doing that part. So what I did for that, you see that's the same, that's a circle. So what I did was I selected the circle and I went to offset. And instead of going to the right side, we're going to the left side. So this way. And when you go to your left, it creates a circle in the inside. See that? So that's negative 0.125 inches. So let's select that. And let's hit apply. And when we hit apply, we get this like circle, whole full shape. So what we're going to do is go to basic cut. And we're going to switch that to perforate. So now let me hide that circle to make sure that it's about the same size. So it is, let's see. It's a tiny bit bigger, I think. So let's, oh, it was smaller. So let's, let me make this bigger and I'll tell you the exact measurement just so you know the exact measurement of it. So it's 2.889. So make sure that your circle is that size once you do the perforation. Okay, and I forgot to do something, and that's duplicate this one, and then let's duplicate, because I forgot to do it before we did the slicing. And then let's hit contour and let's hide that circle so we have the base of our, see that, the base of our circle. Now we can place this one here. Let's go back to organize, to arrange, send to front. Let's select both images, and then we're going to go to align and center it, center align. Once we have it here, then we hit attach. We have attached it, and now we have the base of our candy and we have the top part. So let's arrange and send to front so I can show you and we can verify that we have it correct. And as you can see, it's perfect and it's correct and it's sitting right in the middle. So now we are ready to go ahead and cut. Oh, before I go anywhere further, so let's arrange and send to front, and I'm gonna show you this other circle. So this circle sits right on top of that middle circle, which will be perforated, and it will you can completely take off of the candy, so the candy is exposed. Wow, that's a lot of candy in there. You can make this into a tag, you can make this into a card, so you can even write something in the back of it. It's up to you. And that's the size of it. It's 2.704, and all I did for that was just grab another circle or just keep this one here and make it that size. So the size of the circle is 2.704. So let's go up here and write 2.704 inches. And that's the size of my circle. And then we go up here and we change that to green. Then the spider, you can go up to images and type Halloween. And there's so many images to choose from. Because my candy is orange, I didn't pick this, but you can pick, you can choose whatever colors you want to choose for the candy. And there's so many different characters that you can pick for the inside of your card. So here's the spider that I used. And I also used a spider web, which is this one, I believe. Okay, so now we add that to our canvas. Here they are. Aren't they so cute? Oh, actually, I think the spider web is, the spider web is different. But let's make that smaller. And you can place that wherever you like on your card. And let's arrange send to front so we can fix our spider where we want it. So here we go. That looks so cute. Okay, so now we're ready to send this to cut. So let's get cutting. I'm going to delete this one here and this one here, since we already have these. And I'm not sure if I like this spider web or I'm gonna keep the other one. I'm gonna keep the other one. So let's delete that too. And now we're ready to cut. So I'm gonna send this to my machine. So I'm gonna send it to my Cricut maker, and then I'm gonna show you the whole process of cutting it and putting it together. Let's look at the materials we will need to make our candy shaker, candy holder. I don't know how to call it, but our little candy container. So let's start with the tools. So we need the perforation blade, which is number 11, and this can only be used with Cricut maker, so it's one of the quick swap tools, and this is number 11. And we will be using our regular Cricut knife that we use with all machines, and it cuts paper and vinyl and all those stuff. And then a mat. So I'm going to be using my blue mat. It's fairly new and it's quite sticky, so it's going to be helpful for this project. And these are the colors that I will be working with. So I'm going to use a little bit of yellow, not too much, so this will be perfect. So I'm using my scrap paper here, and if you can tell, I've already cut several pieces of my spider, which is going to be purple, black for a couple of those elements, green for my background, and orange. So I couldn't find same color of orange, so it's going to be a little different. And of course our craft board, which will give the dimension we need, or the thickness that we need to create that, that depth that we need for our ornament. And what I'm using is Cricut's craft board in black. And then from there, let me show you the other materials that we will be using. So these are ornaments. They are clear plastic ornament sets. It comes in 12 pieces. I bought them on Amazon, and everything will be linked in the description box. It comes in 2 pieces, so you can make 2 out of 1. So this is what they look like. They're 2 halves. You would basically use them like this, but we will not be doing that. We only need half of it. And so you can make 24 out of this packet. What else? We will be using ribbon. So I don't have any Halloween or ribbon or like that. So I am using my print maker from We Are Memory Keepers to create this beautiful Halloween bow that we will be using for our little treat box. If you have any Halloween ribbons, go ahead and use that. Since I don't have any, then I will be using my print maker to make my own. Okay, so let's get started. Let's start by cutting our materials and then we'll put everything together. I probably should cut this with a green mat, but I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it with this blue one since it's still sticky enough. My favorite tool to use is the brayer because it helps us stick everything well onto the mat. Let's insert that into. Now let's go ahead and start cutting. Okay, now let's cut our. Now we will be cutting our top and back parts of our candy. This one's the one that has perforation, so I'm going to go with the other orange, the lighter orange on the back. So now we're switching the tool to the number 11, which is a perforation blade. So let's switch it. And let's hit cut. I realized that I didn't mention what type of glues we would be using. So I'm using Barely Arts Precision Craft Glue, and this works great. It has a very thin tip and it's helpful to get to those small detail parts of a design. So we're going to be using that, and then we're going to be giving some volume to our spider with these double-sided foam dots. So let's get started. Let's build our candy thing together. Let's start with the spider since it has a lot of small things and I don't want to lose part of it. So I'm going to start by gluing the black part on the back of my spider. But instead of putting glue on my black circle, I'm going to add glue to the spider. That way I don't accidentally add glue to where we have those empty spots. So let's start with that. Oops, and I just remembered my circle on the back is smaller. Okay. Now let's add, let's add this here, my little belt. Oh, and I just lost it. Almost lost it. It's so tiny. Okay, I guess it goes this way. Okay. And we're gonna glue this one here. Yeah, I think I did. I glued it on this side. We're just gonna add tiny dots to it. Otherwise, we'll have too much glue. And it will come out through the edges when we place it. Okay, now let's flip it over and put it down here. So cute. Just tap it. There we go. Now we're gonna put our spider here, but I'm gonna use the glue dots to give it a little volume to it. Make it pop up. Okay, and I use 2 glue dots stacked together like that. Now we can place the spider here. Yay, that way it doesn't cover the one on the back. Okay, that was the most detailed part of it. The rest is really easy. So we are going to glue this one here like that. So let's glue that one. We need that one flat in the surface. Okay, and now let's make sure we match it like that, and we're gonna glue this one down here. Make sure you have glue on the edges, on the inner circle, because we want to make sure that's glued down pretty firmly. Whoops. Okay. And let's sure that it is right on the edge, because if it moves, then we'll have, you know, that it won't be perfect. We want it to make it as perfect as possible. There we go. Okay. There we go. Now we have that one down. So I had to recut my pieces because I glued them wrong. So make sure. Okay, so make sure that both pieces are facing the right direction. Otherwise, you'll have the problem I did, and I had to recut everything again, or just this piece actually. So now that I make sure they're facing the right direction, I'm going to start gluing it. So I'm going to flip it over and glue this side to glue it onto my craft board. Oops. Okay, now we are not going to glue this here yet because we have to glue our ornament piece. So that one's going to go like this. And then we glue that on top. Okay, and to glue this pieces together, we are going to be using silicone. So this is what I use. I use the Shirt Butter and Lily. I love it. It also has a very thin tip to it, so it's very helpful when gluing these types of projects. So we're gonna put first the candy that's gonna go in here. I don't have any more of these, so instead of using that, I'm going to be using these. But M&Ms work great. Any small candy would work great if you want the inside to be visible. So if you want the spider to be visible, I think 4 kisses will be enough for this design. So our spider is visible. If you don't care for it to be visible, then yeah, you can add more candies. So make sure when you glue it that you're gluing it so that the so it's not covering any of the perforation lines, so it's not on top of it. Okay, so I think it's not hot enough yet. Let's test it on here. Okay, it's not too bad. So we're gonna start by putting glue on the very edge. So now let's glue this on top. So I'm gonna add glue on the edge of it all the way around, and then glue here, and then I'm just gonna lift it up and start gluing the sides because I don't want it to move around. Okay, so and then it dries up if you take too long. Now let's add a little more personality to our little candy treat box, and this is what I did to mine. So I have these set of markers here. They're brush markers. So what I did is I took this orange one and then I kind of like traced the lines as if it was a candy. So the candy wrapper. So this is all I did, and it's kind of the same tone of orange. Just giving it a little more like shadow to it, or like a contour to the edges, and make it look more realistic. Okay, and then what I did is took it like this, put it on the side, and just kind of brush through it, just so we have like a small thin border on it. Okay, I like how it looks. I definitely think it helps. It makes it look a lot better. Okay, for the last part, it's creating the bow. And so I use green for my bow to kind of match the inner colors. So where are my scissors? Where are my scissors? I do not remember how long that bow was, so I'm gonna make it 12 inches. I think that's how long I made mine, made the other ones. So it's about 12 inches. And then let's also create this other small bow that I placed it backwards. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So we are going to be using the Memory Keeper's printmaker. And it's a little printer that you can use to create your own ribbon designs. So I have a piece of ribbon here, or actually I have a ribbon here, and I'm going to cut it the same, about 12 inches. And let's decorate it. So this device is really cool. You can use your phone. It has an app, printmaker, and I already have a design here that I used last time. I think I saved it. I hope I saved it. Let's see. Oh, and they actually added new ones. Let's create a new one. Let's see. So we have really cute. Look, there's my little candy. Let's do Happy Halloween, and then we can do create. And this is the canvas for it. So let's try to match it up. Oh, and you know what? We also need to test it. Let's do canvas so we can make our canvas larger. So like this, and let's center that so we can add a little more decor to it. So we are going to add more things to it, and we go to tools, and then we go to images. Oh no, we go to, I think, which one is it? Oh, that's shapes. We don't want shapes. Let's do import, and let's try to find that Halloween one. Kids, live, happy, ribbons, sentiments, small business, sweets. Oh, that doesn't sound right. I wonder if it's this one. Nope. That's not it. Oh, there we go. So let's see. We could even add trick or treat to it instead of Happy Halloween. We have some spiders and pumpkins. I want some purple on it too. So let's add the pumpkin. And we can make it smaller and flip it around. So, oh, this would be purple, right? And we can also change the color of it. We go here, and we have different colors to choose from. Let's see if I can find purple. There we go. So we have a pumpkin, and it says Happy Halloween. I like that. That's very cute. And we can copy and add it to the other side. That looks cute. And let's go to print. Okay, so now my printer is working. It's turned on. So, okay, let's test it out first. I always test it first in paper to make sure that it's working. Sometimes if it doesn't send the new image properly, it saves the previous one. So let's make sure that we have the new image on there. I click the button. Once it turns green, then we can go ahead and slide. And it saved my previous image, so it's not getting the message through. So I canceled it, and I'm gonna again select two times so it prints it twice, and then send to printer. Okay, now it is sending. Do you see that? That means that it's sending the image to the printer. Okay, now it's ready to go. So I'm going to place it again on my paper, hit that button, wait till it turns green. Then I can go ahead and slide. And now we have the two image and it's twice. So what I do is I put my ribbon on top of it just to make sure that it's not too big or too small. And it looks like it's a tiny bit big, so I'm going to go back to it. And it is marking that it has a low battery. So I'm going to make it just a little bit smaller. Okay, so let's test that out. I'm going to print it twice. Send that to the printer. That looks right. So now I'm going to print on my ribbon.
I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, turn on the bell, the notification bell, so you know when I upload a new video, and we'll see you next time.